Welcome back to Julie's Jewels, tips and tools for training for your first and best 50K. I'm here tonight with Mike Turner, and we are going to talk about the Way Too Cool 50K course.
Yeah, the race is this weekend, and what we need to know is we want to dig into break it down into parts. And we know there's a little loop and there's a big loop. We want to break it down. So there's 5 main parts to the race. Let's get into it, Julie. So the first part is the first 8-mile loop. You start at Cool Fire Station, and what's that course like back to Cool Fire Station?
Yeah, the first 8 miles is a very runnable section. Obviously, it's the start of the race too, so you have a lot of energy that I caution that you need to harness and really pace yourself with. But you've got an undulating kind of terrain for the first 8 miles, and you've also got the Knickerbocker Creek to cross, just shy of 2 miles into the race. So you will get wet.
So does it start on the road? So that'll help the people space themselves out before you get over to single track.
It does. It starts on the road and it goes down the road for 1.25 miles before it makes a left-hand turn onto the single track. So yes,
Okay.
there's time and space to separate yourself.
Okay, so you get back to Cool, you see your family, and then you're off again for the big loop, which is that we call it the ALT loop, and that's like 23 miles. And what's the first section is from there down to the Quarry parking lot. And
Yeah.
what's that like?
That's a very fast, runnable, absolutely runnable. We call it the luge, right? There's a lot of nice, just gentle, kind of gradual downhill that you can really pick up some speed, pick up some turnover, pick up some time. Again, you want to make use of it, but you don't want to go too fast in this section as well.
Yeah, the luge, or the roller coaster, it draws you down. So before you know it, you can be going pretty fast down there. So you get down to the Quarry parking lot, and then you're out on Quarry Trail for the next section, which is like, what mile are you at? Mile 8? Well, you're mile 13, right, at Quarry?
Mile 13 at Quarry, and you've got about 5 miles on that Quarry Road to the end, and that's a very just up and down rolling terrain. It's all very runnable, but again, you need to decide where you might want to take a few little quick hike breaks and give yourself a little bit of rest, before you get into kind of the meat and potatoes of the course.
Yeah, and then that gets you all the way out Quarry, out to the ALT aid station. And so part of it's like a double wide road, and you get over to single track on the second half of that section, right?
Yeah, and you also have, before you get to ALT, you've got the waterfall climb at the end of Quarry Road, or Waterfall Trail.
Yeah,
That's what it's technically called, at American River Canyon. And so you're doing some climbing as you're heading into that ALT section, which is, again, runnable but rolling.
And some of those creeks can get pretty deep at times. It depends on the weather. So we'll stay tuned, watch the weather forecast, how that's going. I was out there this weekend. It was beautiful, easy to get through. So, okay, you get the ALT, then you go from there to Goat Hill. What's that section like? Goat Hill is infamous. We've heard about it. What's that like?
Yeah, so I would say that ALT to Goat Hill is kind of really where the race really gets going, and you start to get into some more, heavier climbing, and of course the ascent to Goat Hill, the infamous Goat Hill. It's about just over a half mile, like 0.6, but it's a nice calf burner, butt burner. You get a nice workout going up that hill. I think we've only had like one person, Max King, who ran the race and has won it a couple times. He was running up this hill, but that's for Max to do, not for most people to do. But so yeah, you want to do kind of a quick power hike up this hill to the Goat Hill aid station.
There's a nice flat spot right in the middle.
There
too.
is.
My
it's
favorite
very
little spot.
deceiving.
Yeah, so you catch
throws
over
you
it.
off.
Yeah. Okay, top of Goat Hill, you'll have some cool surprises. We always have a lot of prizes at Way to Cool. So you could have a little, some scratch surprises up there, so keep your eyes peeled, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have Scratch Spies, Scratch our official hydration drink for Way Too Cool, and they'll be out there looking for very spirited, enthusiastic runners to win some scratch prizes, as well as the Ultra Goat Hill selfie contest. So take a picture at the sign. It'll be very apparent where it is, and you could win a free pair of Ultra shoes.
And at that point, you're at the marathon. you got your last section to the finish line, and you're gonna take it out. What's going on right there?
Yeah, I mean, this is a section, if you're feeling good, and hopefully you are, you've fueled and you've hydrated properly, like, you can take advantage of Goat Hill all the way to the finish line. It's a lot of downhill descent. It is a little technical, a little rocky, but you can move and groove on this section, and absolutely just I just say, let it go.
It's
Let it
probably
rip.
probably my favorite section is that part of Window Roby on top.
Mm-hmm.
I love that section. Awesome. Well, thanks for the update on those and then breaking it into 5 pieces. We love that.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more of Julie's Jewels.